Hi guys, my name's Sabrina, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about pain. School started back up for the spring semester and I realized, oh, it's Friday, I don't have a video planned. But then I saw an Unis Honest video in my subscription box, as I do every day, and it reminded me, oh, I could do the thing where they like rated their pain. That would be super fun. So here it goes. If you don't know what Unis Honest is, you're missing out because it's pretty fucking funny, but I might be biased because I like people like Markiplier and Ethan. So I'm rating this on the Wong-Baker Faces Pain Scale, and I just want to start off by saying that life is a pain and I'm always around a 4. I feel like I have a high pain tolerance because, I don't know, I feel like I have very poor health, especially as a kid. I used to get strep throat like twice a year, and I was like hospitalized when I was a baby for a while, so I feel like my pain tolerance is pretty up there. The most painful thing I've ever encountered was when I first started birth control and I got a new period symptom. At the time I didn't know what it was. Started birth control and I was like, oh, I was also on my period. So, you know, period cramps and then this add-on of having really, really bad stomach ache. I didn't know what it was at first. I like legitimately thought it was an ulcer and I just ate bread and crackers for like days. But that was basically the only thing I ate for days. I was in school at the time, I was in the library waiting for someone to pick me up, and I literally could just not move. It hurt so bad, it was like excruciating. Like every time I had to bend down or move, like I just wanted to scream, I just wanted to stay still and like ride it out. Like I thought it was like, oh, maybe I have to go like poop or pee, and it wasn't. I don't know what it is about my birth control, like I talked about this in my Isobloom video, but like it just makes, this is so TMI, it just makes my butthole close up and then all of the gas in my body like just builds up and it has nowhere to go because like all my entrances like close themselves off. But I didn't know gas was the problem that was causing it, so I wasn't like trying to force myself to fart. Like I don't think about farting, you know, it just happens normally. And like people are probably going to discredit it because it's like, oh, that was just like a symptom of your period. That's not like really a lot of pain. Like you weren't hospitalized or anything. You didn't break anything. Like, yeah, I know, but it hurt a lot and it was pretty recent because I only started birth control like within the last year. So like it's fresh in my mind. I just remember like, and it lasted so long. It's not like someone punched me in the face and it just was over in 5 seconds. It was like days, like at least 3 days, maybe more than that. So yeah, that's pretty fun. And I still have it sometimes, but now like I know how to resolve it. It's always like the first few days of my period and I just have to like, if I feel my stomach hurting, I just have to take ibuprofen and force myself to fart like all day. That's all I have to do. I'm like a freaking baby. I have to force myself to burp and fart so that I don't get stomach aches. Ooh. So the next one is my conch piercing, and I would put that at about a 6 maybe because it was my first cartilage piercing, and it, like, my conch is kind of thick. It's the thickest part of my ear, I think, and just the pain afterwards, like, it hurt a lot, and I bumped into it a lot. I think I also made a video about my conch piercing, and you know how much pain that gave me. Ooh, but yeah, that one hurt quite a bit. I'm gonna talk about this next, but when I got my septum pierced, it was like in and out, one and done. It only hurt for like an hour after that, but after I got my conch pierced, it like pulsed, it ached, it hurt so bad. So yeah, and it's still healing. It kind of hurts sometimes, it gets sore a little bit, but that's a 6. So the next one is my septum piercing. I would put that at about a 3.5 maybe. I think that when you go in for piercings and you think that it's going to be the most painful thing in the world, when you do get it, it doesn't hurt that much. But the opposite of what I did is I heard so many people say like, oh, if you get the piercing done right, it doesn't hurt at all, like it was nothing compared to my other piercings. And I was like, okay, you know what, I think I got this, it's not gonna hurt that much. But then she put the clamp in, and maybe I was like moving in a little bit, and she said, okay, I'm gonna pierce on 3, and then she pierced on 2. She started piercing through it when she counted 2, and I wasn't ready for it, and I wasn't even breathing yet. She didn't even tell me to breathe in or breathe out or anything like that. And I guess maybe like I was moving, so she went slower than usual. I don't really know, but it kind of hurt in the moment. I was like, ow, this fucking hurts. And like, I know that the common reaction when people get their septum pierced is they like tear up and stuff, because it's like your face. If your nose gets fucked up in any way, your immediate reaction like just instinctively is going to be like just crying. And so that was it. Like, I literally had tears coming out of my eyes. I was like, oh shit, that hurts. But yeah, so it only really hurt in that moment. It didn't sting or pulse as much as it did with my ear. Oh fuck, I just realized I had this set up. My next one is my earlobe piercing. So I got my first one done when I was a baby, as most little brown girls do, and I got my second ones I think like right after I turned 18 and was able to go. I went to Claire's. Don't go to Claire's, but I would put it at 2.5, 3. It wasn't really that bad. It didn't pulse or anything like the septum or the cartilage one did. It was okay. So the next one is my arm tattoo. This little lass here. I would put her at about a 4. Yeah, I think my conch piercing hurt more than my tattoo, honestly. Maybe it hurt more while I was doing it, but I don't like remember being like, ow, this hurts so bad. Like, I was just kind of like just laying there staring at the stuff she had around her room, like just chilling out, like it was whatever. I think I was tattooed for 2 hours, so it really wasn't that bad, and we didn't do any shading or like coloring. It was just lining. I was expecting a lot worse. I don't know why. I think actually it was because my next one, my very first tattoo that I got was a wrist tattoo. My wrist tattoo was the first one I ever got, and the wrist is a sensitive area. So I would say that this was about, 5. Maybe 5.5. It hurt more than my arm tattoo, but really wasn't as bad as my conch. It hurt bad more than my bigger tattoo was because the wrist is a sensitive area, and it was also my first tattoo, but it hurt less than the conch because it only lasted for like a minute, so it really didn't hurt that bad. Next one is a UTI, which I've chosen this lovely picture of a woman holding her hoo-ha. UTIs are pretty common, especially with people who have vaginas, because vaginas have shorter urethras, and I also have shorter ureters, which are the tubes that connect the bladder to the kidneys, and that just makes me prone to really bad UTIs. I would rate this at a 7 for multiple reasons. And the first time I got it while I was older, and my parents suspected it was because of sex. I woke up at 2 a.m. with a really, really bad fever, and when you have a UTI with a fever, you're normally supposed to go to the doctor. Most people with vaginas who get UTIs just ride it out, drink cranberry juice, drink a lot of water, let it go. But I had to be on like 3 rounds of antibiotics. I was peeing out blood clots. I had a fever that literally gave me the chills. It was about a 103 fever. That's pretty high. So yeah, it was not a fun time. I had to pee all the time. I had to miss a day of school because of it. Do not enjoy UTIs. Drink your water and pee and wash after you have sex, or you'll get a USB. The next one on the list is getting my tonsils removed. Now, I had to get them removed because I was getting strep throat like twice a year. They were making me sick. Usually tonsils are supposed to help you not get sick, but mine were so swollen and would literally stop me from breathing at night. I had sleep apnea with it, because of it, and I had to go into sleep study because of it. Like I said, I've had a really bad medical history. Literally, as a kid, I would go in the mirror, open my mouth, and like clench my tonsils together and like block my airway, because that's how big they were. I could literally stop myself from breathing just by going like that. I was really young when this happened. I remember I had a really sore throat. I could only eat like ramen for a few days. I would say this was about a 1 or 2. Let's go 1.5. Fun fact, the doctor, when he took out my tonsils, he had been a doctor, a surgeon for like at least 10 years, and he said my tonsils were the biggest he'd ever seen. I had asthma as a kid and I grew out of it, but I had to be brought in to, like, I don't know, some kind of doctor, and they made me breathe in these chemicals in this like weird tube. I don't even remember and why, and they just wanted to see like what kind of things my lungs react to and like constrict to, and I remember just like going along, like inhaling all of these types of things. I didn't even know what it was, and then she's like, "You don't feel anything? Like, really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't." And then we went to the last one, and I breathed it in, and instantly, like, my entire chest felt so heavy. It literally felt like someone was sitting on top of me. Like, it felt like I could not breathe, and it was kind of scary. But then she gave me the thing that makes me breathe again, and it was okay. I would rate that as about a 1, maybe 2, I don't know. The next thing I have is heat exhaustion. So in middle school, I was not a very healthy person. I was insecure about my body because, so I was put on steroids for my asthma, that's why I'm so short, and it made me gain a lot of weight, and I was really insecure about all my fat, and I still am. So because I was insecure about my weight, I wasn't eating breakfast or lunch in school, so I literally did not eat until I got home after school, and at that point I would like binge eat, and I would not drink water because I had really bad social anxiety, and I didn't want to drink water because I didn't want people to think I was weird. In the moment, I didn't see how like fucked up that was, but like looking back on it, I'm just like, why did I not eat? Why did I not drink water? Like, how did I survive? How did I even function as a human being? But yeah, don't do that. Drink and eat and make sure you're healthy. Don't do what I did. Along with all that, I decided I wanted to join track. One of my friends was going to join track, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know what? Yeah, I should do that too. Maybe I'll like lose more weight. I didn't, and I only went for like a few weeks. We were just running around. We were doing like the beginning warm-up exercises, and this is in Nevada where it was probably 100 degrees outside. So I didn't eat, I didn't drink water, I didn't bring water, I left it in my locker, and we were running in the 100-degree heat for like 5 minutes straight. Like usually when I run, I will walk, just to like catch my breath. But this time I was like, no, you know what? I'm really gonna push myself. So I pushed myself, and I got heat exhaustion. I saw swirlies on the trees. I felt like I could not breathe. I just couldn't catch my breath. It was so hot. I just felt like I was gonna pass out. Luckily, my friend also got heat exhaustion at the same time as me. So she was like, she told the teacher, like, I have too much pride to tell someone that I don't feel well, so I didn't say anything. But my friend was like, I don't feel well, I really don't feel good. Teacher, I have to go, like, can I go back inside? And she was like, yeah, sure, okay, go drink water, whatever. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go with her and make sure she's okay. Is that okay? And she's like, yeah, just go ahead. I was like, okay. We went into the locker room, and I just laid on a bench like this, trying to catch my breath, and it was air conditioned, so we like calmed down. But that was a really scary thing that I experienced. This I would put at a 6.5. I don't think I've really had a lot of painful experiences that are like physically painful. I feel like I've had more emotional pain. I feel like emotional pain is more painful than physical pain. I've just been through some shit, and physical pain doesn't hurt as much anymore. I also just want to say that since the spring semester has started back up again, I might be skipping a week or 2 in between there, depending on how my schedule with school is. I really want to try to focus on school this time. I know I say this every semester, but this time I'm really trying to because I am taking some hard classes. So don't forget to follow me on Instagram at sab.grey and Twitter at SABGDREY. I'm more active on Twitter, but I'll reply to you on both. Follow me on TikTok at SABSABSABS. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!